of length. But of course, they're qualifying heat groups A and B heading out onto the circuit. We'll see how they line up for their 2 warm-up laps that they'll do to get themselves all sorted and ready to go. But they'll head out on track and all good. Here's how they'll line up then. Aaron Garcia and Ismael Fuentes will go from row 1. Marc Ferrero and Hugo Manaz will go from row 2. Thomas Quince and Angelina Procana will go from row 3. Matthias Reiber and Jenson Graham go from row 4. Natalia Ferrero and Austin Gale go from row 5. Felipe Rodriguez rounds out the grid on P11. So, again, relatively small group on this one, but the racing will still be fierce as they warm themselves up. Look at this one again. So, Jenson Graham, his real first outing in the juniors. Not had much practice in this. He's raced juniors at PFI in the UK, and this is the only other track that he's raced a junior at. So he's had to learn all the way through this weekend so far, has Jenson Graham. And like I say, starting P8 in this one. Fusion driver on his own in this. He's a driver who's used to having a swarm of Fusion teammates around him. Now, he's the lone wolf out there. So, Angelina Proenca as well, starting on row number 3 and the number 17. 5th in the national racing, so driver who has got some waft out there. And again, a driver who can get involved with the racing. You can see there the camera view of the top of the hill. A beautiful view over southern Spain. Yeah, at Kart Center Campios. I think the cameraman agrees with me there. He's nodding. Here we go then, down into the bottom section. Everyone will get themselves lined up, ready to get going. Garcia and Fuentes on that front row. The poleman versus the local. Here we go then, into the final corner. They get themselves lined up, bunched up nicely at the back. Looks like it's going to be good for a race start here into the tram lines. Lights go out. Here we go. Great start from Garcia, who gets the jump straight away as they go through. But a change there is, I think that was Marc Ferrero going through into the race lead. A great start there for the Spaniard. As they go up the hill again, Garcia now into P2. And Fuentes back down into P4 now, so a shake-up with the top 4. But they close up once again, just trying to see the kart number who is in the lead there as they go through. But a definite shake-up of the start. Rest of the field goes through there nicely. And again, change the lead as Garcia goes back down the inside of Ferrero. Ferrero fighting back, can't quite get that move done as they exit out of turn 14 into the braking zone. Looking to the inside, there goes the 33 of Thomas Quince. The Frenchman now up into P2. And Fuentes follows through as well, so they cross the line. It will be Garcia, Quince, Fuentes, Ferrero, Reiber. Then it's Natalia Ferrero, Hugo Manez, Angelina Proenca. Jenson Graham still there, P9, not the best start. Austin Gale, Felipe Rodriguez running out the field. All 11 karts still running out on track. So gaps opening up there. Remember, only 8 laps for this one as back down the hill they go. And it's really bunched up, this one. Yes, it's only early doors, but these drivers doing a fantastic job with staying in a close pack between each other. Fuentes still there, P3. Not managed to find a gap. And Thomas Quince, you know, rapid driver is Quince. You know, the young driver from France wanting to race at Le Mans, and so far he's showing what it's got to be there. I think just needs to be a little bit older to race in it. I don't think they'll allow a driver of his age to race in Le Mans just yet. A few more years and he might be there. Across the line they go. Garcia still leads by 0.3 of a second, maintaining that gap, but Fuentes is all over the back of Quince here. Quince struggled through that section now under pressure, and Fuentes looks to the inside through turn 5. Can't quite get it done, but he's going to line himself up through 6 and 7 maybe. No, he can't quite get that move done. Through turn 8 they go, back down the hill. You can carry so much speed through here. Very tricky to overtake though. It's a place you wouldn't expect to see someone go for an overtake. This corner though, you can do it, and he is doing it. Fuentes tries to get that move done on Quince, but just couldn't get that move done. Marc Ferrero there in P4. Big look over the shoulder for Fuentes. And you can see there, Marc Ferrero just confirming, you don't worry about me, you go for it, you close that gap. Back across the start-finish straight they go. Gaps now starting to form. Garcia and Quince, breakaway between the two of them. 0.2 of a second between them. Quince looking quick here. He's got the momentum. Looks like that cart's just a little bit faster through that section, but looks like he had a mistake there. Set the fastest time on that last lap for the I-AME Racing team. 104.895 for Thomas Quince in P2. But a mistake through that top section now has opened up a gap between himself and Garcia. Fuentes still there, P3. Ferrero still there, P4. Not managing to get that move done. A little further back there. Matas Reiber's had a good start, up 2 places. Hugo Manez there in P6 from Angelina Proenca in P7. Chopping and changing all the way throughout the field so far. Everyone's still running, which is good to see. Still 11 karts out there. 2 teammates here having a good little scrap. 5th and 6th place. Hugo Manez and Matas Reiber. A good little scrap here for P5. And as they make their way up the hill now, you'll just have to see who's got the sort of faster line through that top section, as Garcia sets a new fastest lap of the race, 104.609. As they go through again, nice and tidy through this bottom section. Starting to close up now for P3. P2, I should say, because Garcia breaking away. Quince now under pressure from Fuentes. And Marc Ferrero still there in P4, wanting to close in. No lunges here this time around. Everyone just in a position, I think, you know, in these early stages, you probably want to, again, work together. You want to work together even with someone who isn't your teammate. You know, you become frenemies, as I like to call it, but not working together here, because Fuentes dives down the inside of Thomas Quince. Gets that move done, moves up into P2, back in his original starting spot of P2, and Quince now has lost a position there. Also to Marc Ferrero. Ferrero now up into P3, and Quince is dropping down the order. Ismael Fuentes on that last one with the fastest lap of the race as well, so had the waft and managed to get past as well. So back down the infield straight in towards turn 12. We are halfway through this race. Fairly short races, these ones, only 8 laps. And again, back down, look over the shoulder there from Fuentes. Again, knows this track well. Local boy, lives in the town of Campillos. So a regular here at the circuit. Back down the start-finish straight, another look over the shoulder, just goes a little bit defensive there for Fuentes. In its early stages yet. I don't think Ferrero wants to go for that move, but he has gone for the move. Through turn 5, gets it done at the top of the hill. So Ferrero now up into P2. Fuentes down to P3. And Quince now, after his mistakes earlier on, looking like he's closing in. And the thing, Hugo Manez, Matas Reiber are closing in as well, just behind. So the group really starting to filled in. Nice little close battle there. That looks like Angelina Proenca and Natalia Ferrero. having a scrap a little further back, but this isn't over yet for this one P2 battle. Fuentes is fighting back here. He's not fallen off. He still has that slipstream. He's going to get a good exit out of this final corner. Expect to move in towards turn 1 as that gap increases between Garcia in this battle. And again, Ferrero goes defensive. Fuentes tries to find that gap, but can't quite do it through turns 1 and 2. Up the hill they go, in towards turn 5 and 6. And again, this is where we've seen a lot of moves as well as you try get the switchback, get alongside. But again, this time around, not able to do so. And Quince hasn't capitalized on that either. He's stayed there in P4. So gap now, 1.3 seconds between Aaron Garcia, who has streaked away in this one. And again, here comes Fuentes down the inside, gets that move done on Ferrero. Ferrero fights back, Quince gets involved as well. Keep an eye as well, because Manas is getting involved in the background. Ferrero back down to the outside. Fuentes goes defensive into the braking zone. The switch back there, beautiful move by Ferrero there. Dives back down the inside through turn 16, but Fuentes gets it back. And here comes Hugo Manas, who gets involved in this one. The checker flag goes out, but Fuentes is going to hold on to it, and you can see there for the local lad. He's ecstatic with that one. Ferrero takes third place from Manas. Quince at the end of that one finishes back where he started in P5 from Matas Reiber, Angelina Proenca, Natalia Ferrero, Austin Gale, Jensen Graham in that one. We didn't speak about him much. Finished that one P10 from Felipe Rodriguez. 11 karts started that race. 11 karts finished that race. There's your race winner, Aaron Garcia. The Spaniard doing a fabulous job in his first heat of the weekend for juniors. These guys will be, we have got another junior session next, but we'll see Group A out a little later on today, race 11 for Group A. But a brilliant start to the juniors, and that battle for P3 really heated up at the end there. Have a look at the classifications after that one, of course, before scrutineering. You can see there Garcia from Fuentes, Ferrero, Manas, Quince, Reiber, Proenca, Ferrero, Gale, Graham, and Rodriguez. 10 seconds separating the entire field. But nonetheless, an absolutely fantastic race for the juniors, despite the fact there was only 11 of them out there, giving us good racing. Look forward to see what they can do a little bit later on. Let's remind ourselves then of what happened in that race. A fabulous start again from the entire field. Really close one as they went through. These drivers showing that they've got what it takes here to get through. A lot of these drivers, for some of them, it's their first time in juniors. Some of them, it's their first time in international races.